Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kim and this is Expedition 3 Pages, and today we are playing Tales from Two Trails for the month of October. If you're new to my channel, Tales from Two Trails is my TBR game that I play every single month along with you guys. It is me versus you, and we are racing each other from the top of the trails to the bottom of the trails. If you'd like to know more details, I will link down in the description to all the rules and everything like that, and also to previous games in this round. But yeah, it's super fun. You guys are currently winning, as you won last round as well. I'm not really surprised. You usually do a lot better than me. Okay, so I'm going to start running through the prompts that we had last month and find out who gets step forwards, who gets step backs, where we end up for our first two prompts. The first prompt that we got last month was Word of the Day, and I ended up picking two different versions of this, so we had a choice. The first one was Consensus Gentium, which basically meant a kind of belief belonging to a whole group of people, something that everybody believes in together. And the other word was clique, which I think, from what I remember, means like to grasp something or to take something. I can't remember off the top of my head now, which is bad. But I will leave the definition up here. So for this, I did end up completing it, and I decided to put, this is Hero of Ages. I grabbed the wrong book. Oh well, this can be a place finder for the one that I actually did read, which is The Well of Ascension. So this one here is the third book, which I'm hoping to read next month. But yeah, I read The Well of Ascension, and I'm using it for Consensus Gentium for reasons that I can't really tell you why without spoiling it. So yeah, you just have to trust me on that. I could argue it if I need to though. But yeah, so I take a step forward. Okay guys, here we are at the start of this month's round. And just to recap, I am all the way up here, and we last landed on the random page count. And I'm so close to the waterfall, but I'm not worried about that. And you are up here and on horror, or you are down here, I should say. You're winning. You're on horror. And unfortunately, I have a feeling you're not going to only get one step forward this month. So you won't be going back, which sucks for me. Anyway, so let's go over your reads for Word of the Day. So we do have like a whole range actually, which is quite good. So first up we've got Heather, who read Caught by Love by Melissa Foster, and that fulfilled the word clique. Then we have Natalie from NatCat's Bookish Cafe, who read for the word Consensus Gentium, Heaven Officials Blessing Volume 3 by Mo Zhang Tong Zi. I apologise if I pronounced that completely wrong. And she said that the reason that she chose this is that the word seems to mean universal agreement. In the story, the main character is a young prince who ascends to godhood. The people build 8,000 temples, shrines in his honour, so I would say the kingdom as a whole agrees he is worthy of such a position. And she says if that's a stretch, but I don't think that's a stretch, I think that's perfect. So yeah, that goes ahead for this. Whitney from Tibbera's Den read The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. Stacey read A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kemmerer, and that was, those were both for the words clique. Next up, also for the word clique, June read Babylon's Ashes by James S.A. Corey. Dee read, I'm not sure for which word, sorry if I didn't write it down, but she read The Unpopular Vote by Jasper Sanchez. Amanda R read Living Dead in Dallas by Charlene Harris, and that was for the word clique. Amanda from the Reading and Writing Life read Kingdoms of Gods by N.K. Jemisin, and Amanda says that the book fulfills both words, Consensus Gentium, and the other one, which is clique, and she says it's about a society where everyone believes the minor gods, godlings, exist and walk among them. It's also clique because it's about seizing control of the main city and taking power away from the group that has it. So yeah, that works perfect. Amy from A-Star Reads read The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, and she says that that's for Consensus Gentium because in the story it is said that everyone who lives in, moves to, or is from Sleepy Hollow has an interesting relationship with haunting happenings and sees things that others typically don't. And it's well known throughout the surroundings, towns, regions that this is true for the people of Sleepy Hollow, which is also perfect. And finally we have Charlotte, who read also for Consensus Gentium, A Gentleman in Moscow. And she says this is about a Russian aristocrat who gets convicted to a house arrest after the revolution in 1923. And throughout the book, there is a main theme that he is a relic and doesn't fit in with the changing times. Communism in Russia was definitely the consensus gentium in the 1920s to 1950s. So you guys completely smashed that and you get a step forward. We don't honour what's on the square until we finish going through all the prompts from last month, so that's why we're not moving up. Oh, and I didn't give myself a step forward, so there we go. And I'm not falling down to the Lake of Doom, so that is good times for me. And you, because we all have to do the prompts. The next prompt that we got was dystopian, and for this I also completed and I ended up reading The Handmaid's Tale, which I ended up really loving. This is by Margaret Atwood. And yeah, so one step forward again. Okay, so I get one step forward for reading for dystopian, and for you guys we have Michelle who read, how do you say that word? Why? I don't know. I'm not good at words. By Jack Croxall. Louisa read Junkyard War by Faith Hunter. Marlene read Catching Fire by Suzanne Collins. Stacey read Never Let Me Go by Kazuro Ishiguro. Dee read Vox by Christina Dulcher. Amy read Kindred by Octavia Butler. Amanda from the Reading and Writing Life read The 12 by Justin Cronin. And so yeah, that's more than 5 and you get another step forward. Next up we got new release, and for this I ended up reading a poetry collection which is completely out of my comfort zone, but I actually ended up really liking this one and I found it quite moving, and that was Moorshaw by A. Light Zachary. This poetry collection was released in July 2023 and so it fits the prompt and I get another step forward. Okay, so here's my step forward for new release. And for you guys we have Karlie who read 5 Survive by Holly Jackson. Brittany S. read Payback in Death by J.D. Robb. Nadja A. read this book here that's written in German, and I don't want to offend anyone by butchering the German language, so I'm going to put it up here, but that's by Ulrike Rylance. Marlene read The Death I Gave Him by M.X. Louis. BookWyrme Lynn read Yellowface by R.F. Kuang. Cristilyn read The Spirit Bears Its Teeth by Andrew Joseph White. Abby from Pink Beauty read Barking Up the Right Tree by Lee Russell. Jessica read Witch King by Martha Wells. Mel from A Book Fiend Named Mel read A Day of Fallen Night by Samantha Shannon. Linnea read Bellegarde by Jamie Lilac. And Marissa read Natural Beauty by Ling Ling Huan. And yeah, so you guys smashed that prompt. Loads of you read for new release, which is great, and you get another step forward. Next up we got fantasy, and I was going to use The Well of Ascension for this, and I said in my vlog that I didn't want to use this book that I am using because I think I really only read like 1 or 2 chapters in this time frame for last month's Tales from Two Trails, but I am going to use it because it does technically count. I did finish this book in the time, even though I technically only read very little of it. And that is, I still can't find the dust cover, but that is Hollowpox by Jessica Townsend. This is a middle grade fantasy and I really enjoyed it and I'm using it. Even though I read hardly any of it, it still counts. Okay, so I get another step forward for reading for fantasy or magical realism, and let's go for what you guys read. So first up we have Brittany S, who read Witchlings by Clarabelle A. Ortega. Ashleigh from Ashleigh's Media Addiction read The Atlas 6 by Olivia Blake. Karlie read Wondersmith by Jessica Townsend. Carissa read Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies by Heather Fawcett. Nadja A. read The Drowned Woods by Emily Lloyd-Jones. Heather read Thanks for Last Night by Millie Taden, Eve Langless and Kate Baxter. Ruby from Ruby read How to Bite Your Neighbour and Win a Wager by D.N. Bryn, which sounds so intriguing because I can't place that anywhere of what that's going to be. June read The Fire Rose by Mercedes Lackey. Amy read Girls of Paper and Fire by Natasha Degan. Mars from Summer Honey Books read Magic by Angie Sage. Jenna read Beauty is a Wound by Ika Kurniawan. Jenny Reads read Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman. And that is another step forward. Okay, next up we had to read a book between 900 and 999 pages, which was extreme. And I had really high hopes for this. I really did, because I was already halfway through Anna Karenina by Leo Tolstoy, and I had it on audio as well via Scribd, so I was like, yes, I'll definitely get this done. But as you can see, I did not get it done. I did read quite a lot of it, to be fair. Well, not loads, but I did read some, and I was really enjoying it, but I just was participating in another readathon this month, and it just kind of blew this out of the water, really. I had other listens to listen to, but hopefully I will finish this soon because I am really enjoying it. So yeah, unfortunately, one step back for me. Okay guys, I get my first step back. So let's go over you guys who read a book between 900 and 999 pages. So first up we have BookWyrme Lynn, who read The Evening and the Morning by Ken Follett. And we also have Abby from Pink Beauty, who read Bleak House by Charles Dickens. So you guys absolutely smashed it. However, unfortunately, only 2 of you fulfilled this prompt, and so you do not get a step forward, you get a step back, which pains me. But can we just like give it up for both Lynn and Abby for reading those books? Because yeah, that is impressive to read a 900 and something page book in 1 month. And finally we got the prompt horror, and for this I was very reluctant to read anything because I'm such a wuss, but I did end up picking The Night of the Mannequins. I can't remember who wrote this now, let me just quickly have a look. But while I'm looking for the author, I essentially only picked it up because it was 2 hours on my audio. Yeah, I just needed something short because I thought I just don't want to be scared. So I just thought if I am scared, at least it will be only like very brief time that I'm scared for. But actually it wasn't that bad, to be fair. I wasn't that scared. Okay, yeah, so the author is Stephen Graham Jones, who I think is quite popular on BookTube. I've seen his name pop up quite a lot. But anyway, I completed horror, so that is great, and I get another step forward. Okay, I literally can't believe that I got a step forward for horror, but I'm happy to take it. And we'll go over what that prompt is in a sec. But for you guys who read horror, we've got Sweetie Reads, who read Dead 11 by Jimmy Giuliano. Carissa, who also read Dead 11 by Jimmy Giuliano. So yeah, I just love it when people read the same books. I don't know why, but it fills me with joy. Amanda R read The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. Mars from Summer Honey Books read Ring Shout by P. Jelly Clark. Louisa read The September House by Carissa Orlando. NatCat's Bookish Cafe read The Taking of Jake Livingston by Ryan Douglas. Whitney from Tiberius Den read Monster Diary by Nick Redfern. Ashleigh from Ashley's Media Addiction read Blackwood Farm by Anne Rice. Mel from A Book Fiend Named Mel read The Final Girl Support Group. I know who that's by, but I haven't written it down, so I can't remember, but it will be on the screen as usual. Amy from A-Star Reads read My Best Friend's Exorcism by Grady Hendrix. And finally we have Charlotte, who read Last House on Needless Street, which I also haven't written the author. Who planned this video? It was me, but I planned badly, and yeah. But that's it. So Charlotte also read one, and you guys get a step forward because loads of you read for that prompt. Okay, so let's go over the prompts. We have, first up, this guy here, which this kind of doesn't bode well for my plans that I have in October, but we'll see, we'll see. This prompt is to read a biography or a memoir. So yeah, that's that, which doesn't bode well for me this month, but that's okay. And you guys have The Blade, and The Blade probably does work better actually, because this is to read a thriller. So yeah, that works quite well for spooky season. Okay guys, we got our very first 2 prompts. The first one we got was to read a biography, and also biography or a memoir. And so what I've tentatively put on this for now is The Girl with 7 Names, Escape from Korea by Hyun-Soo Lee. This I've tried to read it a few times, and for whatever reason haven't been able to get through it. Not because it's bad, it's not at all, but yeah, I would just like to finish this. So I'm currently on page 60 was the last place that I left off. So I would love to repick this up and read it. So this is going to be my tentative pick for that. The second prompt we got was thriller, and I do want to try and read books off my shelves, but the only really thrillery one that I could find was The Devil and the Dark Water by Stuart Turton. And so I'm going to use this for thriller because, yeah, unfortunately for me, on the back it says, there's a review and it says horror, mystery and crime, but no thriller. But I think it would count as thriller, right? Because what is a thriller? It's just full of thrills. And this I feel like will be like, they're on a boat, there's murders happening in 1600s. I think it's thrillery. So I'm going to put this one on the TBR. Okay, so let's go for the first roll to find out what prompt number 3 is. And we're rolling for my piece. 3. So that is 1, 2, 3. Oh, what did I change this to? That used to be Expedition 3 Pages, which is also not ideal for me this month. What is this game doing to me? But I think I changed it. So let's see. Oh yeah, this is Global of the Day, which is very exciting. I'll explain it in a second. Oh, and we've also landed on the picnic bench. So we have a challenge to do this month, which is to, can you see this up here? I will cut away to it, but this is essentially to make food inspired by a book, which is pretty exciting. Worrying because I'm a terrible cook, but it will be challenging for sure. Okay, prompt number 3 got us Global. So this is where I play the online game Global, which is like Wordle, but you've got to find the country instead of the word. And then we have to read a book that is written from an author from that country, set in that country. Hopefully something that is actually written by somebody who is from that country, whether they live in the country now or not. But yeah, something quite authentic to that country is what we're going for. So I'm going to screen record my phone and hope I don't embarrass myself with my very little lack of knowledge of the world. So yeah, if I have to cheat, I'll have to cheat, because that's just the way it is. So I'm gonna screen record, like I say. If you haven't played this game before, it is really fun. So yeah, I'll put it up here. So here's like a little how to play. That's the website at the top. Right, so let's go. So you just start with any country. I always start with Brazil, just because, oh, and it's quite red already. So the idea of the game is the darker the colour of the country, the closer you are to guessing the right one for the day. So I'm gonna go with Panama. And at the bottom it says here who's closest. So Panama's actually closest. So maybe I'll go Mexico and see if that's closer as well. Mexico's close. Oh, so it's very close to Mexico. It's not America, is it? Nothing wrong with America, but we all probably read a lot of books from America already. Oh, am I supposed to say the United States? Why is it not giving me that? Yeah, I did mean that. Did I not type that? USA is warmer. Oh, is it one of the islands? Is it like Cuba or something? Let's write Cuba. No, Cuba's very far away. Oh no, it's Cuba. It's Cuba! It's green. Oh my god, very good. Cuba. Okay, that wasn't bad. 5 guesses. I'm quite pleased about that. Okay, so the winner is Cuba. The winner is Cuba. The mystery country is Cuba. And so any books by an author from that country or anything like that, yeah, I'm going to have a think. But I might have some options for this, which is good. So yeah, okay. I'd love to hear what you guys are planning on reading for this as well, if you choose to do this prompt. So yeah, let me know. Oh yeah, I nearly forgot as well. Okay, we got a challenge. So the challenge we landed on was to make a food inspired by one of your reads this month. It doesn't have to line up with that prompt. So you don't have to make food from the country of Cuba or anything, but you could, because that sounds quite fun actually, to read a book about Cuba or from an author from Cuba and make some food from that place in the world as well. But you don't have to use that prompt if you want to complete that challenge. You can use something completely different. The rule with a challenge is that only one of you has to complete it to pass. If none of you complete the challenge, then you don't get any step forwards the next month, even if you pass the prompts. So it's quite high, the stakes, if no one does it. You don't have to move backwards, but you just don't get your step forward. The same goes for me. If I don't complete the challenge, then I don't get any step forwards. Okay, so let's go for roll number 2 for prompt number 4. I'm not really rolling very well, am I? I think the page is stopping it from rolling. I will honour the 5, but I've turned the page over. Okay, so that isn't 5, and you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No! Guys, can you see that? We have another challenge. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, so this challenge is to... Oh, it's fine. It's a fine one. It's to take an Instagram picture outside. We can do that. Most of us can do that. Only one of you needs to do it, but yeah. And this prompt is read a sci-fi. Okay, so prompt number 4, we got sci-fi, and I have chosen to maybe read Obsidio by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. This is the 3rd book in the Illuminate series. I've read Illuminate and Gemina ages and ages ago. I can still remember what happens, but yeah, I've been putting this off because although I did enjoy those other books, I didn't love them, and I found the characters to be quite samey as each other. And I have also heard that Assidio isn't quite as good as the other two, so I have been putting it off. But maybe now enough time has passed for me to really enjoy this. I don't know. But yeah, this would be quite good as well, actually, because I'm also going to start participating in a game called... oh, what's it called? It's run by Danielle from BookWyrme, and she's created this game board, and basically it's all about completing series or continuing on with series, and you move down the board every time you complete a book. But if you finish a series, like this would finish a series, then you can like jump quite far on the board. So yeah, I should bear that in mind when I pick this up. I will link down to Danielle's channel where she explains that she's starting it in October and finishing it at the end of December. So yeah, there's still plenty of time to join in. It sounds really fun, and yeah, this would be a great one for that. Okay, so let's go for roll number 3 for prompt number 5. Let's hope I can roll better this time. Oh. This is 1, 2, 3, and this is to start a series. So, which I know is not ideal for most people, but yeah, this is to read the first book in a series. Okay, prompt number 5 gave us read the first book in a series, and for this I'm going to choose The Fifth Season by M.K. Jemisin, which is one of the series on my 40 by 40. So yeah, I don't know anything about this book other than everybody loves it, and I don't want to know anything about it until I've read it. So hopefully that will be very soon. And finally, we come to roll number 4 for prompt number 6, and I'm gonna... oh, you got a 1. No, it's horror again! No, why? Oh no. Okay, we got horror. We got horror. It's a good month for it. Finally, prompt number 6 got us horror again. It was horror last month, was that the last prompt was horror. And yeah, I haven't got anything to choose from this yet. I'm going to do what I did last time and just either pick a really short one or... yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do. I might pick up actually some middle grade horror. That might be a nice way to go with this. Even though I'm kind of like, thriller, horror, not really my thing. I am actually joining in with Becca's Spookoplathon this month, and I filmed a little clip of me telling you about it earlier, so I'm going to cut to that now so you can see what's happened so far. I'm actually going to be also playing this month Becca's Spookoplathon, which is a readathon that Becca from Becca in the Books runs, I think, every single year. Usually it's Becca's Bookoplathon, it happens in September. This year it's happening in October, and it's based on spooky stuff. I probably won't be reading any spooky things, not gonna lie. That is unless like the board forces me to read something spooky. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. But what I've decided to do is just roll throughout the month. So I just really hope that whatever comes up on the Spookoplathon board this month helps me fulfill the Tales from Two Trails prompt, because yeah, otherwise I'll be heading back up that trail. Yeah, so we're gonna see how it goes. But I will keep you updated throughout the month. I might try and do little shorts to kind of show you my rolls as I go, but I'll probably try and do some vlogging as well to tell you about what I've read, or at least a video at the end. I'm undecided. But yeah, I'm gonna cut to the footage of me rolling my first roll for Spookoplathon now, and then I'll tell you what book I'm picking up first. Okay guys, let's see what the first prompt is gonna be and what the first book I'm gonna be reading in October is. That is an 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ooh, a green book. Okay, so my first prompt was green, and so I have actually decided to read The Fifth Season by N.K. Jemisin. This is on my 40 by 40. I was planning on reading it this month anyway, and yeah, this is green. I promise. It is green. I'm like, no, I'm trying to convince myself, but it is. It's just that I made a little clip of this that I put on Instagram, and it looked very non-green, but it is. Like, I think you can see the green more on this camera than you could on my phone. I will say as well that I'm filming this clip before I actually do my rolls, so I may have told you already that I've put this on my TBR. Okay, I'm cutting back in to say that yes, the fifth season does work because I got first book in a series, and so it does fit Tales from Two Trails, and it does fit the first prompt for Becca's Spookoplathon. So yeah, I'm very, very excited that that checked out in the end. That worked out well for me. The only book that I've decided to read that isn't to do with Spookoplathon is Great Expectations by Charles Dickens, which I'm going to be reading in honour of it being Victober. I don't think I've ever participated in Victober before, which is hosted by a whole bunch of people, which I will link down in the description. I think I first learnt about Victober from Katie from Books and Things. I think she started it, but I'm not 100% sure about that. This is also on my 40 by 40, so I want to get it read. I think I'm going to kind of partially buddy read it with my mum because she's read it before and really enjoyed it, but she can't start reading till halfway through the month. So she's a faster reader than me anyway, and she'll probably catch me up. But what I'm planning on doing is I've split the book up into 4 parts, and I've also got the audiobook on Scribd, so I'm going to try and listen to a bit every day. Okay guys, that's everything for this video. So these are the 2 books that I am starting. Oh, Great Expectations. Can you fit any prompts? I don't think you can. No, you cannot. Unless this is secretly a horror and I don't realise. So yeah, I'm going to be starting with the 5th season and Great Expectations, and then I will be playing Spookoplathon to help me choose my next books as I go, and I really hope that I will be able to fulfill as many Tales from Two Trails prompts as I can. I would love to know what your plans are for the month, and if you're playing any of the readathons that I've mentioned this month. And yeah, if you've got any TBR videos or any posts about TBRs, then please do share them with me, because I absolutely love TBRs and I've been binging any Spookoplathon TBR or Victober TBR that I ever see. So yeah, let me know if you've got anything like that, because I'd absolutely love to watch it. And yeah, okay, I hope you guys have a lovely October, and I will see you soon. Take care everyone, bye!